guys, welcome to Rich's Mowers and Blowers. We will be changing out a 2013 Buick Verano intake and exhaust solenoids, which is right above that black case right there on the other side. Right there. So stay tuned. I have this 2013 Buick Verano, and we are going to change out the timing solenoids. We'll show you how to do that. Pretty easy to do, so you don't have to pay anybody to do it. We're going to take off a couple of these bolts here, take this plastic cover off, and take this oil thing off so the plastic cover comes right off, and that will be a 10mm. So we have one screw that we took out. Take out your cap, and then once you lift this up, you can see how this is hooked on there. So that just pushes down in there, so you have to just pull up on it, that corner over there and right there. So once again, it is pushed onto there, and you just pull gently right up on it, evenly, and it'll come right off. Now here is your two solenoids, so we'll be taking those off, and you can't mix them up, so they are different. They are bolted in with a 10mm, so we'll just be removing, and you just do one at a time and take your time and do it. Alright, so right here is your two solenoids, and make sure you put your cap back on so nothing falls down inside there. We are going to take that loose. There are just two screws that hold it on. Those are 8mm. You're gonna unplug this just by pushing on that and pulling up on it, and we're just gonna do one at a time. Then once you got your screw out there, you can just wiggle this back and forth, and it will come right out. Just like that. And it's going to drip some oil. So this is what we're looking at. And that gets clogged up in there, that little filter. So we will be changing this out. Alright, so here is our new one, and we went with TRQ brand, so that is the number there. And this new TRQ actually come with a 10mm, so you have to switch back to 10mm. So we are just going to place it down in there and screw it back in. Pretty easy. And if you guys use any kind of drill or power tool, always make sure you hand thread that in there so you don't cross thread it. And then put a setting on like 3, so that way if you go to, rev it too fast with your finger, it'll actually just stop and go and bypass it. So make sure you don't have it like on one of these high settings like drill or whatever, where it's not going to stop and it's just going to drill it in there real hard and crack something or break something. So we got that all back in there nice and snug. Put our plug back on there just like that, and then we're gonna do the next one. Pull that off. So we got one down and one to go, so we're just gonna pull that off and make sure it comes off just like that with that little tab. And then that is a 8mm, so to switch back to 8mm to get that out. And a good tip is to go ahead and remove the screw all the way from the area, that way it doesn't jam up or something happens and it falls down inside there. So you don't want that to happen. So if you just remove the whole screw just like that, there's no chance of it falling down in there. And you're just going to rock this back and forth. If you need a pair of pliers or something to help you out if you can't get it, but just kind of rock it just gently back and forth, and you should be able to pull it up. Remember, it is dripping oil, so we don't want to drip that oil all over the customer's car or your car. So you can see the screens in there. That's what gets all clogged up. So it's good to change these out. We're just going to go ahead and clean up that oil a little bit in there that dripped out while I was probably holding it there and talking. So just clean that up a little bit. Get this little bit up right there. And then this is the other part number. So let me go ahead and grab the other box and have both part numbers in the same screenshot. So there we go, both part numbers for TRQ. And we are just going to line that up in there and drop it back down into the hole. And remember, we changed that up, so go ahead and push that down in there so it seats down in there good. And always start this hand tight so you're not going to cross thread anything. That'll save you some headaches. Alright, we got that all snugged up, so we're going to plug that in. Just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and put our top back on it. Set up. Let's go ahead and take off our oil cap so it's out of the way. Make sure it doesn't drip all over everything. We're going to go ahead and put our cover back on. These are the two little rubber boots, one there and one there, that those two little metal things set on, and they kind of just like pop on. So once you get them lined up like that, then you can just push it on down.
Get my shirt yet?
So they line up on the top just like that, and then once you ease this down on there, then you can gently push them down in there and they'll snap into place. And then you can just try to lift up on it to make sure they are snapped in place, which they are. Let's put our oil cap back on there and then put our screw back in there to hold that. There we go, all back to normal. Hey, thanks for joining me on this special edition. Hey, so here is your solenoids, and they are super simple to change out. So hope this video helped you. Hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon, all that good stuff. Leave me a message. Hey, we'll see you next time. This is Rich's Mowers and Blowers. Psst.